Hello and welcome. In today's video we're going to be making some of these really useful makeup remover pads. They're made from an old towel and scraps of fabric. So let's get started. Cut 4 pieces of fabric from your towel 4 inches by 4 inches and 4 squares of cotton fabric 4 inches by 4 inches. If you want to make more, cut more out. Pair each of your pieces of toweling fabric with a piece of cotton fabric and place them with right sides facing, then pin in place. I put 1 pin on each side. You can clip them if you prefer. Do exactly the same with all of your pieces of fabric. With a fabric pen or dressmaker's chalk, make a mark on each of your squares of about 1 inch to 1 1/4 inches. This is where we're going to leave a gap to turn our squares the right way round. At your sewing machine, sew around all of your squares, taking a 1/4 inch seam allowance, starting at one of the marks that we left for the gap, back tack at the start and the finish, and finishing at the other mark. When you get to the corners, leave your needle down, lift your presser foot up and turn your fabric round. If, like me, you find you haven't gone quite far enough, do another stitch and then lift your presser foot up and turn around. Then lower your presser foot, then carry on sewing to the next corner where we do exactly the same thing. Needle down, lift your presser foot up, turn your fabric, presser foot back down and carry on. Continue all the way around until you reach the other mark that we left for leaving a gap. When you get there, back tack and you finish that one. Continue to sew all of the cotton pieces to the toweling fabric until you've finished all 4 or however many you have done. Clip all the corners close to the seam but don't cut into any of your stitches. Also trim off any loose ends of thread. When you've clipped the corners, trim the seams to about 1/8 inch from the seam. When you get to the side with the opening, don't trim all the way along the seam, just trim up to the opening and then carry on to the other side and trim up to the opening again. This will make life a lot easier when you come to turn the edge under. Trim the seams and clip the corners on all your remaining pieces. Now turn them all the right side out through the hole that we left. It's a little bit tricky because it's only a small hole. Use a tool like a knitting needle, something that's pointed but not sharp, to push out all of the corners. Continue to turn all 4 pieces the right way out. When all 4 pieces are turned the right way out, we need to press the edges. So with a nice hot iron, press all the sides on the cotton side, not on the toweling side, making sure that you press the opening seams under nice and neat. So just press on the cotton side, making sure you get all those corners nicely pressed, ready for top stitching. Continue to press all of the remaining pieces. At the sewing machine, top stitch around all 4 sides, about 1/8 inch away from the edge, back tacking at the start and the finish. You get to the corners, finish with your needle down, lift up your presser foot, turn around and carry on sewing. Sew around all 4 sides until you get back to where you started. Back tack and then trim off any loose threads. Continue to do exactly the same with your other 3 pieces, stitching 1/8 inch from the edge all of the way around. You should have 4 perfect makeup remover pads all finished. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have, could you please like and subscribe? Thank you. See you next time.